Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to a very exclusive episode of the Internet Star Connections. We're live at the New Living Expo. It's been an adventure just to get electronics, Wi-Fi, microphone, everything working. So thank you so much for your patience. We've been a little bit running behind today, but here we are together. As you can see, our booth behind me, booth 311, with the infinite healing from the stars. It's been an amazing event so far. I mean, it shows that people are amazing. The energy is just building up. Today it's Sunday, it's the last day. So vendors are just coming in, people are coming in. So you will start to feel and hear more sound, talking, music, drumming, and the whole 9 yards. So woohoo, we made it. We made it. Jeff, you can hear me, my friend?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, and this is Peter. Hello, Peter. Peter is setting the booth behind me with the Nubian pyramid. Last night we had dinner with Laura Eisenhower, Celestine Star. We had with Lorian Fenton, of course, from the UFO Con, and she's very well known. And we had dinner with amazing people. Um, with amazing people running here. It's one of the things we love the most so far about the New Living Expo. It's been the connection that we made with people here. Um, there's a feeling of people are ready to embrace the next level of spiritual awakening. People are ready to recognize themselves and connect as a community. So it's been absolutely incredible. Um, and I, one of the vendors we met, their incredible life story, Ronnie and Carla, their husband and wife, they're having this book called You're Worth It. And I'm like, yes, you're worth it. And it's incredible just to watch that. Yes, yes. Happy day, everyone. I want to welcome everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us in spite of that we started the broadcast a little bit later than usual, but here we are today on YouTube going live. We're also on Facebook. We're very, very happy to have you here. We arrived in San Mateo, California on Thursday, and today it's the last day of the New Living Expo. Um, it's it's incredible. Like to give you an idea, today at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna be on the essential essential Ascension Planetary Awakening panel with Maureen St, Germain, Laura Eisenhower, Kimberly Meredith, myself, and others. It is the moderator is Deborah, and it's going to be a beautiful council of divine feminine energy talking about ascension and planetary awakening. I was invited to go to a sound bath um, meditation later on today. Some gentleman I met earlier throughout the weekend says, "Hey, come to our sound bath meditation." And so I might just stop by and suck the energy and bring the sound and the tone so we can redistribute it. Yesterday was the UFO Disclosure Panel. That was spicy. It was very animated. Got people like, CIA, intelligence, government, hybrid, and MUFON representative. It was really something. I mean, just the UFO. I want to show you. I don't know if you can see on the screen. I'm going to make an attempt here to show you. Last night, as we were at the restaurant, this is me and Laura Eisenhower. We had, I don't know if you can see that, Jeff.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really awesome. We spent some time last night after the conference, but I want to show you the poster of the UFO panel I was on yesterday. Um, it was really quite something. There you go. That was the panel we were on with the UFO panel right here. That was yesterday. It was the room was packed. The room was packed. And what was incredible about just the UFO panel is that not only was extremely diversified in terms of energy, is that we were witnessing the polarity of perspective overlapping in one panel. So talking about Arcturian consciousness, talking about, you know, Arcturian and star intergalactic groups, talking about the HUMO. The HUMO were mentioned last night during the panel, talking about planetary ascension, timeline, at the same time talking about, government and disclosure and a whistleblower and all kind of things like that. And it was almost surreal. Just the UFO panel itself, it was almost surreal. Um, and I want to give personally one of my favorite moments in here at the conference is that, as we know, we have a Patreon community and we have two of our members with us today, spending time with us. That was amazing. So I want to say hello to Teresa and Deborah. Hey, ladies, they're waving at me because they're sitting right off camera, right in front of me in my booth. So I want to say hello to them. Um, you want to say hello directly on the camera, ladies, you are more than welcome to, because this is about the people. Let me just take my big tag off because it shows like I'm a speaker, as we know that. Thank you. There you go. That's better. Um, yes, and we also have the pyramid, the Nubian pyramid behind me. Peter is setting up the booth right now because it's, as you know, past 11. So officially the conference is open for the day. It's the last day from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So yeah, it is absolutely incredible. Thank you for saying that, Peter's tool's been incredible. We also brought a beautiful Sedona stone with us, and the stone is directly from the Sedona Arcturian vortex that we have here on our table. So when Peter put his tool on the stone, it really energized that. It really, really energized that. And that brings a lot of energy. And I can feel that this weekend, how much people are ready to be with their tribe, connecting with their tribe. Does that make sense? What I'm sharing so far?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, yes. People are really ready, and that's the vibe we're getting here. This is our first time at the new Living Expo, and it's, even though we've been here since Thursday, it's going by so quickly. I mean, we spend the time here. People come. We did a lot of healing, and healing in the Nubian pyramid, interacting, answering questions, giving intuitive guidance, listening to people, amazing life experience, whether it's contact experience. I have a gentleman yesterday talking about how he's connecting since he was a child, and he was asking me question, is that normal? And the answer is yes, it is normal, right? Many people have those amazing connections with intergalactic beings. I mean, you live with a Fonty 24/7, right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, having this kind of connection and to feel that people asking, hey, I have been having those contact, or I have an experience when I saw little beings coming to me, or I saw a portal with symbols. What do I make of it? What is this? Thank you. How can I understand what those language are? Oh, I'm hearing tone. I hear that a lot. I'm hearing tones. How can I understand what does it mean? So it's been phenomenal just to help people connect with their own truth, understanding their own journey. And to says, you may be a clairaudience, and then the tones are coming in as a form of vibrational languages for you. So it's how you allowing that to really become a part of your reality. And this is something that I talked a lot that I mentioned on several occasions, especially the UFO panel yesterday. And I have two witnesses with me here who were on the panel. There's one thing where we're looking at is the overlapping of perceived reality. We were like sitting on the panel, and we can see that there was different level of reality unfolding. And the reality of someone is more engaged as a lawyer, more government, 20 years with the whistleblowers and all of this, and intergalactic reality of perception, and how we're oscillating from a density of third dimensional realm back to a fifth dimensional consciousness. And we were going back and forth. And I can tell you one thing, it's very, very important to stay in your light, to really much stay in core in your light, stay in core in your truth, because it
Standing
really
in your
affects the
energy.
way you think. Yes, yes, right. And I've seen that. And the reason I'm saying that to you, to all of us, is that just the panel yesterday, just that one panel, the UFO disclosure panel, like some of the panelists was just speaking out really heavy energy, and it was creating fragmentation in the audience. I could see the room starting to get divided. And I'm like, no, 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 we're not here to divide. We're here to bring back a unity consciousness to really help people to feel empowered and not to create the opposite of fragmentation. We're here to heal fragmentation and return to unity. So we have been with the Octurians, we have been very, very anchored into constantly clearing that division energy and bring it back. It's like bringing the group back. I mean, when you're looking at a room pack of people, you have to maintain the energy in the room and stimulate that kind of positive interconnection and not promoting fear. So it again, it is interesting to watch many reality coexisting in one place. And that's part of the point I'm making here, if that makes sense.
I got a question. Do you see anything new that they're talking about, or is it the same rinse and repeat?
That's a great question, Jeff. And yes, just to answer quickly, a question. The expo is 3 days, Friday half a day, yesterday, Saturday, and Sunday until 7 p.m. So I'm going to close in parentheses. What I feel that is new is the desire, it's a rising desire of people to understand who they are, and a desire to really come back into that community feeling, to
Mhm.
feel like there's a grand return to it, because we know the last 2 years there's a lot of events, spiritual gathering, UFO conference, just contact in the desert, for example, has not happened for over 2 years now. So what I noticed that is new, it's a renewed feeling, a renewed energy of wanting to come back and reconnect, and what is the next event? So how are you doing? And what else are you doing? Where are you speaking? Where can we see you? And so I have so many people coming to me says, Viviane, what you are sharing and you shared was incredible, because we were able to understand what unity consciousness is. It answers a lot of questions. It brings me validation, confirmation. It gives them a sense of empowerment, and that's exactly what we want. Um, and so I would say that renewed desire, that spark of consciousness, that's what I see that is new. Because if you look at the information that is here, there's a lot of blend of everything. And you can tell there's also a lot of oscillation of energy. Some of them are really catching the wave of awakening, while others are
Mhm.
still on shore, and others are just navigating through their realm. Like, this is my realm, and I cannot go behind that. So I think it's we're watching here a new Living Expo from my perspective is a raise of the new consciousness coming in, some opposition, resistance, and others who are just going to still questioning their paradigm. And so we're kind of moving up and down. It's almost like I feel like I've been walking through dimensional space and time. I mean, moving from the third, coming back. Oh, we're going back into a higher form of fourth dimension. We just reached a point of fifth now, and then we're coming back in third. So it's been interesting, that oscillation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I see because contact in the desert was always the measuring stick of everything, and since they haven't had anything in a couple years, you got these little pockets of conferences coming up, getting everybody back together. Do you see contact coming back anytime soon?
Ah, I'm glad you're asking, because I thought about you. So last time when we had dinner with amazing people, we had one of the technical people came to see hello to us. And apparently, according to what we heard last night, Contact in the Desert will be back next May in 2023. So that is the good news because we've been waiting for this. I know you, Jeff, too, been waiting for Contact in the Desert, and that is in Indian Wells, California.
Yeah.
And
Now,
so it has been
2023
absolutely
is the contact
incredible.
year.
I'm
2023
sorry.
is the contact year. So
Exactly. It is a contact year in many ways. And so the fact that Contact in the Desert is been apparently for the source we got yesterday, last night actually, after the conference, we were told that May 2023, it is coming back. So we're very thrilled about that. We're very happy about that. We're going to be there. We already have our booth reserved for over 2 years. So
right.
we're definitely, I'm marking out my calendar. So everybody, Contact in the Desert 2023, mark your calendar for
Yeah,
sure.
mark it because I'm going to be there with my Umo stuff, and
Oh
you
yeah,
never
no,
know.
definitely.
You never
Um,
know who might show up.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm really glad to see the connection is stable. I spoke to a few people. I invited a few people to come say hello. And so between now and the end of the show, we never know who may show up. I did mention the podcast live today. Well, it's the energy, and you can already feel. You may hear some background noise. Yes, the sound may be not as clear as our usual podcast, but it's the energy. You are part now. Everybody's part of the New Living Expo from wherever you are around the world. You are part of this amazing gathering of like-minded people. And we have all kind of vendors from, natural health. We have wonderful publisher of a magazine next to us. We have, stones and drumming, and there's angelic painting. There's a lot of healing work. There's really, it's very diversified to.
Carla's coming. So she'll sit down with you.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, we'll have someone coming today. I want to introduce you to a couple. They're vendors here, and they're the first people we met when we arrived, and they're really absolutely amazing. It's just their story and what they do has so much heart energy. They really help people and everything. So I'm just going to move a little bit. Um, Hello, gentlemen. Hello. I can see good people coming in. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm gonna have Carla from You're Worth It gonna join us. So she's here right now. Yes, they're pulling the hairpiece on. So stay with us, everyone. We have someone who's gonna come. So I'm going to. Um, you want me to go that way? There you go. Okay, she's coming. You look great, Carla. Alrighty. There you are.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. I've been wanting to have you and Ronnie, so I'm glad you're here, Carla.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, it's been on my mind. So
Excuse me, just 1 second.
yes, I'm going to move the microphone, making sure that we both. Can we still hear Jeff?
Yeah, I can hear perfectly.
Okay. Well, Carla, I want to welcome you to the Infinite Star Connections. This is my co-host and my good friend Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff,
How
this
are
is
you?
Carla. And
Blessed.
from You're Worth It. I mean, I want to see just the name itself. It's so inspirational. Look at that.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to let Carla talk about what they offer. Peter and I have been using it since the beginning of the conference. It's been a godsend. And I don't usually talk about supplement, anything like that. But with Carla and Ronnie, they're amazing people. And Ronnie, her Carla husband, saw us in the parking lot the Thursday as we were, bringing the equipment and setting up the booth. And that's the first point of contact we had right at the beginning. And it's been incredible. So Carla, I would like to introduce you to everyone and tell everyone what you offer.
What we offer, good morning and happy Mother's Day to everybody that's out there. What we offer is a way for the body to heal at a cellular level, which has really been amazing. I've been taking this for about a year, and for a long time, I suffered from an immune deficiency. And this has made a huge difference in the inflammatory response of my body. This is from the extract of the reishi mushroom, which is only found in nature. And what we've done is we have developed a way to put this into all of our all natural supplements. And I actually, it's a drink and it's called You're Worth It,
I love it.
because we believe everybody's worth it.
Yeah.
And every day is just, it's an amazing, wonderful life now. I'm proud and honored to say I am going to be 64, and I actually don't feel 64. And she did see my picture before,
Yes.
when I was suffering from a lot of problems from immune deficiency. And we share this all over. We're now in 4 countries. We are in United States, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and we're supposed to be going into Mexico, which has been a big prayer of mine. So it's been such a blessing to be here. This is my first time at this amazing holistic expo in San Mateo. And I've just felt so good to be able to meet Viviane and what she had to offer. And I was able to sit underneath this. I don't know a lot about it, but I felt the tingling and I just felt really lighter all day. I just felt really good.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for bringing that to me.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely welcome, Carla. And I must say I am very, very selective of what I ingest in my body. Very, very selective. And vibrationally, I have to really feel in my heart first.
Yes.
But when I met you, Carla, and Ronnie, I felt right away that is something I have to listen to. And I've seen the sign. I saw a sign the day before we even met. And I saw a sign. And so I have to listen to it. And I can tell you that energy-wise and even vitality-wise, it helps me to stay much more focused, like the clarity, the mental clarity that I need, so I can be a more efficient conduit when I channel or even do my eating work or interacting with people. So I'm going to show you the card here is.
That is our flagship model.
Yes.
That's what we call our flagship product. And it does have 15 milligrams of the L-ergothioneine. And we've shortened that, which means mitoprime.
Mm.
It means to prime the mitochondria. And you can feel it start to work, the clarity, it opens up, just a focus that I've never felt before. I suffered with a lot of brain fog for a long time, and the clarity is almost undeniable when you put this into your body. And I am so excited to get this to the world because it's something we need. We need energy. We need better sleep. We need just to have, to enhance our physique, which is our amazing weight loss product. But you can always go to mitoprimennb.com and research it. It is absolutely life-changing. For me, it has changed my life. And every day is a day to be grateful for.
That's wonderful.
How long does it take to change something? Like, does it
How
take
long
like a
does it
month?
take to achieve that result?
Every person is different. So inflammation, there's 2 types of inflammation. There's good inflammation, like, you hit your elbow and that's inflamed and it goes there, it takes care of it.
Mhm.
There's bad inflammation that continues to progress over years. And what happens is this actually helps to find the inflammatory problem in the body. The drink does.
So it's pretty much
about-
like drinking Reiki.
I can't hear you.
It's pretty much like what? Yeah?
Drinking Reiki.
It's like drinking Reiki. What is that?
Like Reiki, the healing.
The healing.
Drinking Reiki. You are so funny.
Reiki, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, since 2004, I have really suffered from terrible inflammatory problems. And, some people feel it right away. Some people, most vitamins take at least 30, 60, 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
But the benefit of this one is it's cellular.
Yeah.
It's cellular. In
Those
4
straight.
days, I felt a difference.
It gets absorbed quicker.
It's been
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all the vitamins that are in this drink, you take it once a day, you just mix it with water, shake it up. All the vitamins that are actually mixed with it, that actually goes right into the mitochondria. So the B12, all the important ones, the zinc, everything, you can feel that. So what they're saying is it's the most absorbent B12 you'll ever put in your body. And I know that because that natural sustained energy, and Viviane felt it too, because she came over to my booth and said, Carla, I can't believe that, the great energy that you're feeling.
It's sustained. It helped me to, it's like pulling like a train on track and the train stay, consistent. And I've been very active working with people and interacting, intuitive consultation, healing. We did a lecture on Friday evening, a big panel yesterday. And believe me, again, I got my witnesses here. We know that the panel has been absolutely flaming and really spicy and all of the above. So I needed that energy to be able to maintain and stay clarity and clear with myself and in court. And that's been a blessing. This is why I'm very selective of what I choose. And I'm glad that Carla, you come to talk to us today.
There's a timing, right?
And a timing for everything. So little tools to help each other. Why not? Right?
Absolutely. That's what it's
Yeah.
about.
It's all about. So
Giving back.
perfect. So thank you for Divine Fractal for putting a link. Can I put that one too?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes.
So let's come on to.
Good. So we have two more people, everybody coming in. I'm going to put Carla and Ronnie's website right now. You're worth it. Isn't the name absolutely fantastic?
It's yourworthit.com
Okay.
/ Johnson's with an S.
Like this.
Yeah, no plural. Yep.
Okay. So I'm putting the link right now on the chat room.
And they can also go to mitoprimennb.com.
Okay, perfect. 2 ways to find you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Carla, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I will see you throughout the event. Wonderful. Oh, we have another amazing lady coming in for you, and it's a treat. We haven't seen each other in a long time. You're live on camera, but you're beautiful. Somebody shy with her hair. So we have the amazing Lorian Fenton coming in right now, and she accepted to spend some time with us. Lorian, welcome. Look at you. You look beautiful at colors.
Thank you.
Yes. Which is so.
Color of choice.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Golden is the color of choice, everyone. All right, buddy. Hey, Jeff.
Hey,
This is my co-host, my good friend, Jeff. Jeff, this is the one and only Lorian Fenton.
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you for taking the time with us this morning, Lorian.
I'm not awake yet, so
So do I.
So-
We're
so-
waking up together. How about
yes,
that?
exactly.
We are waking up together. This is what this episode is about. It's spontaneous. It's live at the new Living Expo. Lorian, I would like you to introduce yourself, and you do so much amazing. You're part of MoveOn. You do a lot of beautiful conferences. You have also a show on your own of your own. You're everywhere. So
I am everywhere. That's a problem, though, you guys. I need to clone me. When are those clones going to happen?
it can. Nobody can reproduce you. You're unique.
Oh God, I laugh every day about the cloning business because I'm not in it, and I wish I was. Maybe Elon Musk will do it for us.
Oh, let's connect. We're the ones.
He's doing everything else. Well, my story is kind of crazy. I grew up being very, very psychic and not knowing that everybody else wasn't. And kind of like Viviane and everybody else I know. And by the time I was about 18, I finally realized that people couldn't read each other's thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you can't read each other's minds, And I had a lot of really cool experiences around the fact that I was psychic. saved my life, saved other people's lives, did a lot of, it's like I'd get in the car and something would happen and I'd say, oh, we're not driving right now. We're not driving for 4 hours. And sure enough, something would have happened and everybody would have died, so that type of thing. But that wasn't really the story. I think my biggest story is the fact that I've had extraordinary beings come into my life. Like one came through a tunnel of the wall of my bedroom dropped off and this brilliant white tunnel opens up and this woman way off in the distance comes floating at me and she gets in my bedroom and I don't know if she's an ascended master, an angel, an alien, an Arcturian. I don't know what she is, right? But she is in human form.
Okay.
So, and she's wearing this beautiful pink dress and it's got these gold symbols all over it that are moving and changing and doing all kinds of things. And I realize now that it was probably some kind of programming on a matrix level me. For me. Yeah. And because she didn't really talk. I mean, I don't remember us talking because you don't talk in those situations. Right. It's all a knowing situation or a feeling situation or a, where you're just given all kinds of information and suddenly you know something. Right. It's just like the Matrix. I tell people all the time, it's like, okay, you go, I want to know this and it's done, and, but we as humans are stuck at the spot where we can't really all the time access that. We have to be able to have, I think at this stage of our development in this human body, we need an other entity to help guide us to get there. And maybe we can get there on our own. I know a lot of people have. Jesus did. I mean, Muhammad did. I mean, a lot of, Buddha. I mean, they all got there on their own eventually, but I think they had intervention. I know Jesus did. Yeah. So anyhow, so that's kind of my thing now is about time travel, connecting with your angels or aliens or whatever you want to call them. And my biggest, I think my biggest push right now is the fact that I want people to understand that you don't have to be in fear around this.
Okay. That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole thing is not fearful. What's really going on is people aren't taking control of their situation as it happens. Yes. Now, luckily I'm Italian. So when something walks through my wall, I don't care if they're beautiful or ugly or whatever. They're only there because I allowed them to be there.
With permission only.
Yeah, like exactly.
By invitation.
Invitation only. Exactly. And most people become victims, especially if you've got the little gray guys or you've got the, the reptilians that aren't so friendly or, what's going on with you. I tell everybody, here's my thing. Reframe exactly what happened to you into a positive moment instead of oh my God, they're coming to get me.
That's a good point.
I know it's scary to look at something in the eye that's got a big black bulbous thing and wrinkly gray skin and, all that going on, but you've got to learn to overcome it. And it's very hard. It takes people a whole lifetime sometimes to get to that point.
That's a good point.
But once they do, they are extremely, they become one with that entity and they are able to tap into God so much easier.
That's a good point. I like what also some people saying that about everything is energy, universal consciousness, understanding that you're all part of the one. And I like that. That really ties up. So I can tell if people are really responding to that. Absolutely. That's an incredible experience to have such a young age to set you up right onto your path.
Well, that wasn't the first experience. That was when I was about 17 or 18. But when I was about a year and a half old, or a year old, something like that, I almost died. And it's actually my grandmother's story because I ate rat poisoning at a beach house. Okay. My mother said, oh, she's fine. And then my grandmother said, hell no, we're taking her to the hospital. So the next thing I don't remember any of this, but my grandmother's told me the story. Basically, I'm in the crib there and they're giving me, they're pumping my stomach and they're doing all kinds of things to me to keep me alive. Apparently, by the time they got me to the hospital, I had eaten warfarin, which it blows up your red blood vessels and you bleed to death internally. Ooh. So my organs were kind of failing and I had bruising all over me and they didn't think I'd live. My grandmother my parents had to leave the room to go do something.
Okay.
And they made my grandmother stay with me by the crib, and they said, "Whatever you do, we don't want her dying alone. We want you here with her." So then they ran away. She's with me. She starts to fall asleep.
Okay.
And the angel that came to her when she was 13 years old with scarlet fever and dying through her farmhouse window, this big angel came in and said, "Gertrude, you're not going to die. You've got work to do." The famous story. And the same one came to me and came to her. And she's over my crib and told my grandmother she's going to be fine. We're going to save her because she's got work to do.
Oh my God, 2 generations, same age.
I know. I know.
Incredible.
Isn't that great? And my grandmother fell asleep. And my parents came back. My dad didn't talk to my grandmother for like 3 months because he said, "Why did you fall asleep? We told you not to fall asleep, And she said, "She's going to be fine." And she got up and left the hospital, went home and changed and came back. But I mean, she was like, non-pulse, didn't care. And my parents were just furious. Oh, it was just great, So that's how I started my life, was with being saved. And then I got saved several other times after that. I've had a couple near-death experiences. And yeah, I mean, it's just, it never ends. For those, what's interesting is you may not want these experiences, but I find that if you're open to them and they do happen, like if you end up in the hospital and you're really, really sick, you do a lot of praying while you're in there instead of having what people do when they're in the hospital, which is so interesting to me, is that they end up letting everybody else pray for them.
Interesting.
Instead of being in there meditating on the fact that I may be dying any second now. Who do I need to connect with to die peacefully?
That prayer. And
Yeah.
that chant.
Yeah. It's so interesting. People get in fear. They just, I'm going to die, and then their family's praying and the church is praying and everybody's praying but them. So and when I was in the hospital last time dying, I was like, "Oh, please, send the angels. I want to talk to everybody. Let's go. I'm ready to go." Every time I'm ready to go, they spit me back and tell me I don't get to go yet.
Yeah, you got work to do. Speaking of work to do, I think you were involved with MUFON, and you also amazing conference, UFO Con.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do. I put on UFO Con every year except for last year. We did it online because of COVID and all that. But yeah, it's a fun conference. What I try to do is I try to bring in people that nobody knows so that they get a good feel of the people that are actually out there that aren't getting the recognition from, because social media is taking over our field.
Yes.
Yep.
And,
Same as us,
actually, if
same
you
as
say
us.
social media, you're really talking military organizations and alphabet agencies
Yeah.
that have infiltrated and they've taken over and they're trying to decide our narrative. And I've said, you know what, the heck with you guys. Now, I will have the CIA guys. I will let them show up and I will let them all hang out at the party. But then what's so interesting to me is I become lifelong friends with them because they realize everybody else that's there has nothing to do with them nor cares about their narrative.
The
Like, would you care about what these guys are doing? Nobody cares. I mean, I don't, I love Lou Elizondo, don't get me wrong, but I don't care what he's doing because disclosures happen for all of us. We all know disclosure happened. Why do we care? Are you coming back? I'm almost done. 1 minute. I'm going to go, you guys, because we have an amazing lady sitting here that really wants to talk to you guys. And I'm always around. You can always find me on the Fenton Perspective at 5:00 on Mondays on Revolution Radio, which is freedomslips.com, like your freedom slipping away. And you can hear Viviane's going to be on the show in a couple weeks. So that'll be fun.
That'd be awesome.
And I have the UFO conference. I've got 2 TV channels starting pretty soon. I believe Viviane's going to be on one of them, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys join us.
Oh,
It'll be
definitely.
great. Yeah.
Lorian, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetie. It was fun. I got to wake up with you.
Been working up this morning.
I had to think. It was really difficult, you guys. I got to tell you, but I'm making it okay. I got my coffee here. I'll be fine. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for your light.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Diversity, everybody. That's what the new Living Expo is about. And it's about embracing different level of perspective, interweave with personal experiences, wisdom, and extracting the keys out of it. This is why I'm always fascinated with these conferences, because you are witnessing different level of reality, different level of reality coexisting at once. All right. Now we're going to have another amazing lady coming in. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, everyone. So we're going to have exactly healing perspective. Well said in my title. Remember, like everything that you hear, just extract the keys that resonate with you the most. Now, I am overjoyed to welcome back an amazing lady. Oh, the lovely one and only. Jeff says yes. Celeste
Yes,
Star,
yes, yes.
everybody. Yes, yeah, Jeff. Look, yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. It's so wonderful to have you here. Thank you. Thank you. So, the honor is on mine. You're glowing in blue today. I love this. Yes,
The blue sky just appeared all around me. So blue sky things.
you are so glowing naturally. You're beautiful naturally. So blue just enhance everything. That's all.
And you have the clue. So I got the memo.
Got the memo.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
have our beautiful piece too as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
these pieces have traveled with me. And what do you call them? These pieces called the
Oh, yes, yes. They are Peter's tensor energy tool or tool for ascension.
yes. The moment you put them on,
Yeah.
they comfort you. They make you feel good.
Yeah.
They elevate your consciousness, your body.
It really does. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
How's your experience has been so far for you and the Living Expo? It's not your first time here.
No. I am in my 20th year.
Oh, nice.
I've known Kitty Kaufman and Karina for at least 20 years, beyond that. And so what I've experienced is the steady unfoldment of a small group of people who, through their artistic endeavors and their conscious heart, opened up these festivals so that we can come and participate. And the idea of offering people nutrition and science and health just came into our grouping. And as I said, for Kinney, I spent 15 years with Interdimensional Light Services, that's Inter with the E, and I was using it as a platform to help those who couldn't produce enough money for themselves because they're creatives. Their spirituality calls for them to not step into the mainstream corporate media or corporate companies. So I gave science, health, nutrition, mysticism, astronomy, all the esoterics, and Kenny Hoffman, and he decided to step out and do big. So he started in San Francisco with the Light Festival, whole Living Expo. And now he changed into the new Living Expo. And so I've been a booth. I've had booths. I've had speaking. Recent, I've been doing a lot of speaking. Everyone is very consciously caring for each other. It's a place where you step in and you just feel the energies. You feel you could just exhale. We've had 2 years. We've been waiting. We weren't sure if the cities would allow for people to be together again. So this is really important. Ken had 4 times. This is the 4th time attempt to go through the process of having all of his licenses in a row and everything. And they said yes this year. So what it feels like this year is a reunion. We get to look in each other's eyes. We get to see who's alive, because there's a lot of people that so who's alive, who's standing, and see how strong we are. You're so strong, and there's such beauty and grace, and just every booth has a very special offering. So it's exciting.
Very special offering. Jeff earlier was asking me if we heard or there was anything new that you may have heard of or witnessed.
Any news?
Anything new that you maybe have seen
In the
during this new Living Expo.
Let's see here. We have a beautiful woman and a husband and wife from Russia. They brought the Russian amber. That's
Russia and
Russian amber.
I
Russian.
like
You
that.
get the flavor. I mean, I adore amber, and you have every young, old, embedded with different special sacred things. So I just love that. I'm looking at things that are new here because you get. I love Daniel Lipton. Daniel Lapin. He brought his Tibetan trumpets.
Okay.
And his mother drum that he got from ceremony. And you stand there and he gives you good vibrations in your body. He is a hands-on practitioner. He knows the anatomy, but when he goes into a shaman phase, you receive and we get to hear the horns. We hear it's like the calling of the mountain.
The calling of the mountain.
Calling on the mountain high. Come to the temple. His temple space, you step in and you come out a different person.
Yeah.
We have the vibrational chairs that you can sit in. I can't wait to do that. And of course, we have your pyramid. Can you tell us about your pyramid? Because I would like my daughter. I brought my daughter here today. The family is all coming out on Mother's Day.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I would like her to sit in the chair. So maybe you could tell us about your chair.
Oh, that's so kind of you. Absolutely. The Nubian pyramid is pretty based on like the Nubian
Nubian. Okay.
pyramid. And what is really unique about it is that it's pretty much like an ascension chamber.
Ah.
It really is. So it's a powerful dimensional chamber for healing. And what Peter does is that it enhances the pyramid with the tensor ring, the same ring that made into the necklace, but at a bigger scale. So the tensor field that is on top of right at the top, as you can briefly see.
Yeah, right over here.
You see the different ring, and you also have a copper Merkaba with a sacred rose quartz, a beautiful rose quartz right in the middle. Because a Nubian is a very laser, very specific chamber of energy, and you can redirect the flow of the energy when you do the healing, whether it's in the body, whether it's etherically, whether you want to heal also in the heart. It really allows my Octurian group and I to really redirect the energy in a much more precise way. It's like entering a very sacred dimensional healing space where the energy comes and goes through the body. And it goes also to the spinal column to open all of the chakras and dimensionally expand it. So it creates an expansion. So the Nubian pyramid has this quality. It's also it's known to work very effectively for the third eye. As opposed to Giza. Giza is more 10 foot by 10 foot. You can lay down inside of the Giza. Giza is much more art energy.
Yes.
Energy is more diffused. You can feel like you're almost like you're floating in a multidimensional bath.
It's an initiation chamber.
It is initiation.
Yeah.
The Nubian is really, really precise. And that's why we always bring them when we're at conferences, expo or public events, because it gives us a chance to be able to create almost like a point of silence when you enter.
Of silence.
When you enter the healing world.
Hi.
Oh,
Hey.
that's wonderful. So this is in a nutshell what the Nubian comes as when the Nubian do. Speaking of consciousness and healing, I know you work also a lot with the intergalactic group, and there's a lot of consciousness coming in. What is your sense of this wave of awakening coming through on the planet right now?
Well, I am extraordinarily pleased to have personal contact with what we call the celestial healers. They came in from all over the galaxy to assist humanity at this time. So the wave is to bring forth extreme healing in the wake of the tragedy of the last 2 years. Right now, they're focusing on exposing and bringing people to the celestial healing chambers, which can be found in all of the Star Confederation galaxy ships. And so I have up on the internet, on YouTube, this journey into the celestial healing chambers. So I've been introduced to Shalinar, and she came through me when I was brought by the High Spiritual Council into the council chamber. There was thousands, like a group meeting, and they introduced me to Shalinar, and ever since she's been connecting. We are taking people on the journey. I've taken practitioners as well as regular people, so you can have the experience. We've had spontaneous healings. We've had people who would, diabetic and the legs swelling, edema, and getting ready to have the leg cut off in such a way because it was just too painful. And did the healing chamber, and they take you in a very special way. She has 2 other helpers, and then they take you up, and you experience the powerfulness of a multidimensional healing. It's just really incredible. And the gentleman who was in such excruciating pain had a complete healing in that moment. So we had kind of a miracle when he came back.
Incredible.
So people have been hearing that. And so we really help for you to open yourself, because the healing energies are here to awaken you and how to even heal yourself. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. Celestine, how can people get in touch with you?
Yes, the Galactic Earth Council.com. We do Galactic Origin Session, taking people to the first time they came to Earth. You get to go to where you came from. You get to know deeper into your own mysteries and missions. We also do celestial activations for those who are needing to have a little bit of distortion brought into fun. So we'd love to see you there. Join us. Sign up for the newsletter. Thank you.
Thank you. Always a joy.
Always a pleasure.
Oh my
Glory in the light of the radio one.
So much love to you. Thank you for stopping by today
Thank you.
and sharing your wisdom with
Yes.
us. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was amazing. See, you never know. That's what the beauty of being live at a light-minded gathering. This is truly a gathering. And believe me, we see all kind of spectrum of colors, all frequencies, all energies. So again, we want to say thank you to Celestine for joining us. Very amazing. Lorian also came earlier. Fenton, amazing too. And that's what I love wherever we travel. Thank you so much. I'm saying hello to our guest again, sending her so much love. And this is why I love when we are traveling and we are at events doing a spontaneous podcast. It allows you to share, to see what's going on. So we're stepping outside of the studio. And of course, luckily, Jeff is at the control. So you are in the studio watching everything. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing fine.
Yes. How's your experience so far?
I wish I was with you guys. I mean, everybody's going everywhere, and I'm still here. So, but it won't take us long to get out of here. We just just got work issues that we have, and as soon as that's all done and satisfied, then we're gone. So
it's happening. It's happening. And you know what? This is why we're such a great team, because Peter and I have had some, experiences. We're going to be in Sedona in June, in Mount Shasta in July. So there's going to be opportunity for us to be able to bring different energy, whether it's the vortex, whether it's the connection with Mount Shasta, the mountain, nature, elementals. And this is why it's so unique. And remember, only here on the Infinite Star Connections. Now I'm seeing other people coming in.
huh?
Yes, right behind me. We have the lovely Maureen St. Germain here, right in the pyramid. So I'm going to allow her to have her time, and then maybe she will say a few words for us. Robert, do you want to say hello? We're on the podcast. Come on in. Okay, we just saw somebody and say, come on. Come say hello. I want to introduce you to Robert. Dear Robert, you can put that on your ear so you can hear my podcast.
Put this on my good ear now.
You good here? Yes. And my
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Robert.
hello,
How are you?
everybody.
Hello. It's good to see you. We're here at New Living Expo. So amazing.
Yes, yes. Robert, thank you for stopping by.
Mhm.
What amazing. I was talking about earlier about the UFO panel yesterday. Robert is the moderator, and I'll tell you, did such a great job to really help all of us to move along. Great question, great flow, interaction with the crowd. How was your experience for you as a moderator yesterday at the UFO?
Uh, it's not easy to be a moderator. We had four very, very diverse positions on extraterrestrial science, from disclosure, from the legal department, from attorney Daniel Sheehan, the famed Harvard constitutional law attorney. We had talk show host Lorian Fenton. Then we had Sean David Morton from Revolution Radio. But Viviane, I think, was very compelling in a sense of we were coming from the understanding that extraterrestrials aren't something that are coming outside of our experience only, but are coming actually through us. The point she was making yesterday, the point that you were making yesterday, is we're part of this community, and the unseen, that those visitors that are visiting from the unseen are actually a part of us. And watching over this sort of karmic bound souls that come in to learn lessons in mastery, emotional mastery, relationship mastery, physical mastery. It was very compelling. It was startling. It was intelligent, and I had a blast.
Oh, so well said, Robert. That was incredible. It is. It was a blend of what I call different perspective coming together and learning from different angles, and to watch the audience to grow in that experience, and to see and to observe also who's at what level of consciousness, what they're ready to take on, where they're still involved with attachments and all of it. It was fascinating to watch. I mean, I personally, it was one of my highlights of the conference to be in the panel and to be able to be a part of this. Robert, you and I, we met 2 years ago at the UFOCon in San
At
Francisco.
UFOCon, huh?
Yes. And we had the pleasure of having Lorian a moment ago. She was on the show.
Oh, good.
Yes, yes, yes. So we talked. I'll talk about your experience. What led you to be moderator in UFO and, that panel, and what brought you to that sector?
I'm one of the old guard now, 66 years old. I started at New Living. I actually started at Whole Life Expo in 1994. And that was really the very beginning of myself going public, because I had had a direct physical encounter when I was young in 1977. On December 26th, I was incredibly in the area of Lake Tahoe, actually Heavenly Valley, which is a ski resort. In the middle of the night, I was met incredibly by what looked like three astronauts of some kind, in an extraordinary experience. And long story short, when I was brought back, I experienced kind of a honey or an oil-like substance on me, and I had a sunburn all over me. And I came home and I stayed in my little apartment for 10 days, and I didn't want to tell it. I didn't understand even what it was. I thought it was a manifestation that the mind projects when you somehow are asleep or what have you. And then from that experience, I went on to the first UFO conference of its kind, which was right down the street here at the San Francisco Airport, Milton, with Dr. J. Allen Hynek, of all things, who interviewed me, who was what you call today was sort of the founder of what you call the UFO Expo.
Incredible.
Gathering in old names there were like the Hertax and things like that. And it just, I'm just saying, behavioral studies, belief systems. I've interviewed or moderated or introduced or spoken with so many of the UFO community, both speakers, authors, but also the general public, which kind of teaches us as much as anything, really. And it's been an exciting shift each day for many years now.
Good point. Shift. And I can only imagine from the experience you had in 1977, as has been influencing your path leading up to today. Look what you've done. You're still very active. not only being a moderator and being involved with the UFO community, but also in your own personal journey, how it has affected you, changed you.
Mm-hmm. Can I tell my story from last night?
Please do.
So last night, I have been, I came to the expo. I've been suffering from a very severe case of tinnitus in my right ear. Many of you may be experiencing this from the ringing or hissing in the ear. You see commercials on it, people suffering from it. Many causes, electromagnetic frequencies or 5G. Maybe it was trauma. Maybe it was some kind of abuse, loud noise. Maybe it's your diet. I came here seeking some kind of resolve, healing and resolve with this. And out of the blue, sort of last night, Viviane and I were discussing it. Several of the speakers were in the lobby or the dinner area downstairs we stayed at the Grand Bay Hotel. And she said, well, can I do a session on you? And I said, well, this is lovely. After seeing her on the panel, I felt it was very compelling as far as her dissertation on healing and how the body has its energetics that can be interrupted, what have you. And so there was some work done, just hands, light touch. And then I felt like almost like I remember at one point it felt like there was sort of like my ear had burped a little bit. There was sort of a bump sound. And after it was all over, I continued to have all this hearing and hissing and ringing and just blah, blah, blah. But when I woke up this morning, I thought it was quite significant. It wasn't until I kind of got up and started to become much more awake where I realized, wait a minute, oh, it's quiet. My ear was very, very, very quiet. When something like that happens to you, there's validation that some of the things that you're hearing are probably most likely true. Only because when Viviane meets people, when you say you're an Arcturian hybrid, there's sort of that put on the brakes, or there's a tell me more, or the general public may not understand that there's a number of hybrids and healing teachers like this on the planet. All I know is I had a credible piece. It's still right now. It's down literally 90% of it has gone away. And so she suggested we do a backup healing to go do that hopefully later on.
Yes.
But yeah, my ear is testimony that the healing really, I thought was very significant, right? And I mean, I'm not here just to endorse, I'm just here to tell the truth of what happened.
I appreciate that, Robert, especially for you, the quality of life. It's just to show how much the body is truly an intelligent, holistic system of pure energy. And what we absorb, it can be like somebody maybe shouting or something saying the meaning to us. And the sound, the distortion of the sound can create an impact. And during dinner, we had a chance to talk. And I remember you mentioned a few things, which I won't say, but you mentioned a few personal if situation has happened either with family, people around you. And immediately when I saw it's an overlapping of two energy fields that were opposite of each other, creating a conflict of energy. So I mentioned to you, I said, I see a disharmonic field in your ear. Would you give us permission to do just a quick healing? And what took place from our perspective, it's that it was literally like removing like a huge elongated earwax plug. It's etheric. There's no wax there, but etherically, that's what it looked like removing a big cord out of your ear. And I even heard a popping sound when that happened, removing it from your ear. And then from there, we have to make sure that the resonance and harmony of the ear, was restored and allowing the body to integrate that. So I was curious to see how it was today. So when I saw you earlier, before we went live, Peter was just rushing to get everything ready for us. And I was able to hear from you, Robert, that you saw a significant change. So we'll do more today.
Lovely.
I really want to do more
Lovely.
Because sometimes it's just
Yeah,
obvious, of course. Robert,
Setting up the stage.
thank
So
you.
I'm going to say goodbye from New Living Expo and from Viviane's booth here. Thank you, blessings, and contact her. I think if you are concerned about healing or something like that, I'm a personal testimony. remember what they say, love yourselves more deeply, you'll get better results.
Yes, yes. Well said, Robert. Thank you so much. Thank you for blessing
you.
us. Thank
We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Robert is rushing because he's also helping the organizer to set up stages for upcoming lectures. There's be panel all day. I know I'll be on a panel, as I mentioned, 4 o'clock today on the Ascension Planetary Awakening panel. So that's gonna be my second panel of the conference, which is I'm excited about. This is the first time I have 2 panels back to back in one conference. So deep breath, everyone. Deep breath. What's your impression so far, Jeff?
Well, I wish I was there. I mean, I'm missing out on a lot of stuff, but that's okay. But I think we're doing pretty good bringing it to the people right now. So
Yes, yes. And you are here in many ways, and I know that I can see you gearing up more and more. This is a long time coming for us. We've been preparing for this. We're going to be there on Contact in the Desert next year. So you know that
I will
2020.
definitely be there. I got all my stuff ready.
Got all the stuff ready. So that will be another good opportunity for all people to come and see us at Contact in the Desert next year. But for now, if you are in the San Mateo, San Francisco area, come see us, booth 311. Or the only one with a very tall Nubian pyramid. Here, my husband is right here. Let's bring him on board. Let's see what Peter has to say. Be incredible. Thank you. Yeah, Robert was amazing. Can you hear me? Already. And we talked about how amazing the penance are. Here he is, the creator, the one and only. My beloved husband, Peter, everybody. Husband, Peter.
Who?
You. How's your experience so far, Ben?
It's been very busy. Lots of people coming by, a lot of people interested in the tools and what they're doing for them. And it's very experiential for folks. So it's one of the actually more difficult things in actually trying to understand the tools is the experience that individuals have, because the tools reference your own energy and not mine, not Viviane's, but your own. So it's like, what it does for me will be different than anybody else. They have a basic job to do and they do it, but they also affect you differently, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and it's a good point that you're making about watching people experiencing the energy of the tools in their own way and to see where they are on their journey. So, like for example, what's a healing coil?
The healing coil.
Can you explain? Because we have people working with this throughout the weekend.
So the healing coil is, I make the example of, this is like Reiki in a hand tool, and it basically pulls energy and pushes energy like you do with Reiki. When you're pulling energy, you do a counterclockwise motion. When you push energy, you do a clockwise motion on the area you're working on. One side, which would be this side, is actually in energy. So when you put it over somebody's wrist or whatnot, where you have a problem, when energy will come out of the wrist this way, you do it until you feel like it's done. Then you just flip it back over and push energy back and let the body balance its energy field. And right now, actually, my mother has one. She just had hip surgery, and she uses it pretty much every day to actually alleviate the ache. It's the newer surgeries aren't as evasive as they used to be, so they're a lot easier to manage. It's now just much less soreness and pain and a little bit, we call it inflammation. So she's using that right now every day, and it actually helps alleviate the pain so she can sleep. It's really interesting.
It is, and it's true. And I love my mother-in-law, so I wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes.
She's amazing.
Absolutely.
And anybody can use that. You don't have to be special or anything. You just, your own energy does it.
Well, it's not even your own energy. The tool does the work. All you have to do is manage through your intuition on how much time to actually drop energy off of where your soreness is, and then push energy back. Let the body balance. And then you can do it again. Draw off, and then push energy back. Again, it's all through intuition. And you can actually, when you're working on yourself, you just, okay, I feels like enough for now. Push energy back. When you're working on somebody else, it actually allows you to actually feel others in the energy and just feeling the field instead of actually your own energy. So it actually helps you understand everybody else's their energy. It's a little bit more what sensing others' fields, which is actually really interesting to do.
Yes. And especially especially in a public event like this, a holistic gathering spiritual gathering, there's so much energy going on. So when people come to the booth, of one thing they want to feel is that, how can I help myself to be more balanced, to feel like, how can I keep my core? How can I keep my own energy stable without absorbing so much? So that's also a good point.
Yes.
True. And especially with the new pendant and this one, the dimensional one.
Let me pull this off so you can see it on the screen here.
Yes.
This is actually a new version of Archangel Michael, but it's a multi-dimensional version of the shielding of Archangel Michael. It's got a unity ring, a Raman cubit, and a galactic ring in it, which are all higher chakras. And of course, it has the Archangel Michael shielding and clearing and calming and healing aspects of it. So it's very much it's a different tool than the Archangel Michael. The Archangel Michael, you can wear that one all day long, everywhere, because it's shielding and protecting at the same time, and it's more healing. This one is something you would kind of use when you're trying to do, going on meditation or, going out on a retreat or something like that. And this one actually will allow you to do multidimensional traveling.
Yes, it is truly a multidimensional pendant. And at some point, I needed that multidimensional energy around me. And Peter says, put it on. And I went, oh, okay, I'm back in my core. I'm back in my center. And it made a big difference, especially, I'm speaking a lot and there's a lot of energy being pulled out. So that made a big difference, the multidimensional one. So making a good point. And the pyramid, to watch people being so drawn to the pyramid, I think you did something, you put an energy or an intention to the pyramid, didn't you?
Yeah, this time around we brought the copper Merkaba and we put it inside of the Nubian. So the Nubian pyramid here, which is the way I've been seeing the energy of it this time around, is a little bit different than we've seen it before, where the pyramid created a resonant frequency in the individuals that are actually in the pyramid, and it actually makes their whole energy body just vibrate. So we put the tensor rings, 3 on the bottom and 3 on top. And as your body, it's like when you boil water, the molecules of water spread apart. So as your energy vibrates more and more, your energy field opens up a little bit, and the tensor rings tend to push out all of what is clogging you up. So that's normal routine. This time we put the Merkaba in it, and Merkaba amplifies the daylights out of the pyramid and makes it super strong.
Which is really awesome.
And then on top of all of that, we have the rose quartz inside the Merkaba, which adds a loving energy to it. And then we have the Arcturian goddess herself
Right.
to doing all the energy work
Oh,
inside
Peter.
the pyramid. So absolutely. So we have all this energy work going on with the pyramids just doing its own thing, and then Viviane herself comes in and actually facilitates the healing that comes across, and it's actually extremely powerful for everybody that actually experiences it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Ben. That's such a combination. So that's an essence of what we do and what we offer to people here and the energy that we send out. And sometimes we have to clear some influence, some little pocket of resistance so people can come in and they enter your field and they push you. And like, deflect. It's all about our energy. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And I think I'd like to invite one more person.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
All right.
we're going to
I
bring
will
one
be
more person.
stepping away. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Annabelle.
Talk to you soon, Jeff.
See ya.
That was the amazing one and only Peter Benson. So we still have a bit of time, about 15 minutes. And I have a lady we met also. She's a vendor next to us. She's the editor of a brand new magazine. Even though it's in California, I feel like the energy will be nice. And she looks lovely. Yes, you have been on my mind. There she is. You have been on my mind. So we're just wrapping up our podcast. I think the magazine would be a good point to introduce. I want to welcome you.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
so sweet. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I am pleased to introduce Nancy, especially with this magazine that is really expanding. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself and your magazine.
Sure.
This is my co-host, Jeff, and our good friends, and you are live on the Infinite Star Connection.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
We are next door neighbors
We are neighbors.
at the New Living Expo. And I'm Nancy Birnbaum, publisher of Sensi magazine. Sensi magazine is, I'm of the California magazine actually, but we're a national company and a media company. And we are one of the leading publications in the cannabis space. And we deal with all plant medicine. We're really focused on health and wellness. And that's why I'm here at this show this weekend, because we hosted the first Conscious Cannabis Summit here yesterday. It's pretty much all afternoon. I had 2 panels of some amazing women leaders in the industry talking about health benefits of CBD, THC, and also kind of digging into the minor cannabinoids that people are learning about and how helpful they are for a large number of issues that people have with their health. And so it was really an informative afternoon for both, consumers and the kind of curious, as we call them, people who are just learning about how cannabis and CBD can really help people with a variety of health issues. So it was really great to be able to bring that to the folks here at the New Living Expo. And it's been a long time since I've been at the New Living Expo. I used to come back in the 80s and 90s to the New Life Expo when it was back then. And Ken and I have been working to create this opportunity for a couple years now. So it was really great to make it happen. I enjoyed it. It was really good to be here and meet so many amazing people and healers. Wow, all in one place.
Yeah, all in
Great
one place. Again, a lot of diversity. And what I like about, I remember when we first talked, what brought me to the magazine is that it's also bring opportunity to, like Peter for Spendent or
Right.
other people who are also helping with different tools to be able
Yes.
to get promotion and be advertised in the magazine.
Yes, we as I mentioned, we have 7 markets around the country, and so there's opportunities for national advertisers who have products. It's a little different for actual cannabis companies. They have to pretty much advertise. There's limited on where they can advertise, particularly on social media. So it's a great avenue for that. It's an arts and culture magazine. It doesn't look like High Times or other kinds of publications in the cannabis space. So we really cover a lot of great information and just really focus on educating people and destigmatizing the plant, because that's a big part of creating this community. It's just to help people get that word out there, how beneficial it can be for your health.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for showing your beautiful, if I may, I just love and to feel it.
It is
very,
a beautiful issue.
oh yeah, it
We always
really,
have great covers
I
too.
can feel that. And of course, I'm thinking, well, that's a good point of connection.
And we also do events in every one of our
Oh, that's
markets. I
right.
have events coming up in the North Bay, which is where I'm based in Sonoma
Okay,
County, but I
okay.
have our Sensi Night coming up, and I have a women's group event called the Potluck and Pamper for women in the industry. So a lot of great events coming up too. Excited to be able to bring people together again in our network.
That's wonderful. And how can people get in touch to find
The-
the magazine?
The magazine is free, and so you can find it at our dispensary partners. You can find it at our events. You can also go online to sensimag.com and you can see all of our magazines. That's SENSI, sensimag.com. You can click on any of our markets and read those magazines online.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I just shared the link with everybody who
Thank
wanted to
you.
look at the magazine. And yeah, and there may be some opportunity for those who are, in healthcare,
Yes,
all of this. to
we're
be able to-
definitely health and wellness.
Yeah, health and
focus.
wellness.
So it'd be a great place for people to advertise products or services.
Services, health and wellness, absolutely. Body, mind, and spirit and above.
Yes.
Thank you, Nancy, for coming today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely. It's been a joy, and we're neighbors on top of it.
Yes.
But literally, we're sitting our
Right next to
booth
each
or
other.
next to each other. You can see a portion of the banner, and we forgot our banners. So That's why you see the curtain behind and the pyramid. So we're literally neighbors, and it's
Nice.
nice to connect.
And thank you for bringing such a great pyramid. People are really enjoying it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. A lot of traction with the pyramid. It's been incredible. Such a joy. And you look beautiful, Nancy. You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Oh, you stay with us, but thank you, Nancy. So like you see, it's diversity. It's, allowing different point of connections through magazine, health, wellness, with a wonderful citizen star, the Intergalactic Connections. Lorian Fenton, who organized a lot of amazing conference. In fact, fun fact about Lorian, when she first invited me in 2020 to be a speaker at the UFO Con, it was actually my first official public speaking engagement. And she's the one who gave me that chance. So I'm very grateful for that. Very much grateful for that. And Robert is also the amazing. You can tell it's really heart-based people. And that's what we love to connect here. Very different from, our regular, when we're in the studio. Speaking of which, we're having a great guest coming up in 2 weeks on May 22nd, Sunday, May 22nd. This is going to be the next one for us. And we have Lori McDonald coming. Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about Lori?
Yeah, she's an amazing, amazing person. She's UFO, she's spiritual, she's experiencer, she's done books, she's the whole gamut, the real deal. So, I mean, this one's going to be a real good one. And I'm looking forward to this one.
Perfect. Oh, we're
Covers
excited about her.
everything. She's got stories. She do everything.
Incredible. Incredible. Well, that's going to be on Sunday, on May 22nd, 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we're going to be back in the studio at the time, or today we're wrapping up the last day of the conference, and along with a panel on Ascension with a divine feminine. And we know that right now in the United States and Canada, we are celebrating also the divine feminine, Mother's Day. So we want to give much love to the sacred divine feminine today across the planet. And of course, always in the balance with the divine masculine. We want to, across everybody, around the globe, want to wish a happy Feminine Day, more into the sacreds of the mother energy and Mother Gaia that I honor so much. And absolutely. So whether you have two-legged kids or four-legged kids, we're all mother in our soul. We are the great mother, the great children of Gaia. So want to bring that celebration at North, that beautiful love. So things are getting a little bit noisier, more agitated here at the conference because we're closing into lunchtime here at the conference. And so there's a lot more movement. We're between panels, lectures, people are coming. They want to connect with us. It's been an adventure just to get here, but we made it. We made it. Look how many amazing people have come, share their perspective, their experience, what they have to offer, from MUFON to a magazine to experiencers to intergalactic and beyond. So very diversified today. I'm very happy. Very happy. So Jeff, my friend, I'm going to say a few words as we're going to wrap up here because our booth is getting really busy. So we're going to have to transition gently into the conference. But I just want to hear your thoughts. If you want to say a few things before we wrap up today.
Yeah, just it's great that you're doing this, and it is good to see that it's just not the same old repop, rinse and repeat stuff that has been going on for the past couple of years. We need to get something new, and we need to open up some more eyes to what the reality really is, And I know that the ETs they're going to be coming up next, and like I said, 2023 is going to be the pivotal year. So good to see that contact coming back. We'll be there. I'll be there, and looking forward to all that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one thing that's been then we mentioned also yesterday at the UFO panel It's really much is that the UFO community and the spiritual community are really blending in. We're starting to
Yeah.
feel like it's more about conscious connection, consciousness, high frequency, very much staying in your heart. Forgive yourself for the fluctuation. We all have our human experience at some point, but it's to honor really the space we're in, honoring you, honoring your light, and also with people. So I know today the podcast we started a little bit later, about 15 minutes, just to as we were handling some technical aspect. But the beauty of it is that once we're live, the podcast was flawless. The sound, the image, everything was holding up. So this is thanks to Peter, who were working hard behind the scene to make it happen today. And we're very grateful for everyone's patience. And I know on Facebook it's been a little bit off today with the stream. Rest assured that we're on YouTube anyway, and the recording, the replay will be available to everyone. So we're grateful for all of you who are always joining us every time. So join us on Sunday, May 22nd, with the amazing Lori McDonald. We're going to explore and dive, yes, with that one. But today, we're sending you energy live from the New Living Expo, San Mateo, California. Again, we want to say thank you for everyone who's come to the episode today, and a personal gratitude and thank you to Deborah and Teresa, who are spending time with us and been really helping me a lot with my lecture and panel. They've been distributing flyers for me and holding a space and escorting me back to my booth when I needed, that little support after a very challenging time. So I want to give them a big shout out from my heart to their heart. I'm getting thumbs up here. Absolutely. Well, lots of love today, everybody. And again, yes, happy Mother's Day. Happy Energy of Your Heart Day, and allowing all of your community to be with you from wherever you are across the globe. We are coming together more and more, and our beloved star brothers and sisters are joining us. And you see, this is just the beginning. So stay in your light. And my friend Jeff, thank you for being who you are. Stay always that way. And we'll see you all May 22nd for the great Lord McDonald, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, you're very, very welcome. Much love, and we'll see you back in the studio in 2 weeks. Have a good day and live from the New Living Expo. Much love, everybody.